Hello, everybody. Good evening. In breaking news, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy expresses readiness to work under US President Donald Trump's leadership to achieve peace following a halt in US military aid. Meanwhile, the White House addresses anticipated Democratic protests during Trump's congressional address, urging bipartisan support. Trade tensions escalate as Trump clashes with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau over tariff disputes, threatening to impose further economic penalties. In legal news, Trump's attorneys push to move his New York hush money conviction appeal to federal court, arguing that the case involves official presidential acts. In Texas, Congressman Brandon Gill faces backlash from Indian Americans after calling a Patidar community volleyball match casteist, sparking a debate over cultural identity and assimilation. In India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates Vantara, a massive animal rescue and rehabilitation center in Gujarat. Meanwhile, Jammu and Kashmir's government unveils plans to develop religious tourism circuits to boost Jammu's economy. In Punjab, Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann warns protesting farmers, stating that frequent demonstrations could destabilize the state's economy. In sports, Virat Kohli's match-winning performance leads India to the ICC Championships trophy final, reinforcing his reputation as a cricketing icon. Internationally, a major terrorist attack in Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province has left 9 dead and 35 injured as suicide bombers targeted a military base, raising serious security concerns in the region. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has expressed his readiness to collaborate under US President Donald Trump's leadership to achieve lasting peace as Ukraine continues to face conflict with Russia. Following a recent Oval Office meeting that Zelenskyy described as regrettable, the Trump administration announced a suspension of over $65 billion in military aid to Ukraine, aiming to pressure Kyiv into peace negotiations. Zelenskyy emphasized that none of us wants an endless war and reiterated Ukraine's commitment to peace talks. He also highlighted the importance of US support in maintaining Ukraine's sovereignty and expressed hope for constructive future cooperation. The suspension of aid has raised concerns among European allies, with leaders like France's Prime Minister expressing unease over Ukrainian potentially feeling abandoned. Despite these challenges, Zelenskyy remains open to agreements that could bolster Ukraine's defense capabilities and economic resilience. White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt addressed reports of planned Democratic protests and disruptions during President Donald Trump's upcoming primetime address to Congress. Leavitt dismissed these plans, suggesting that Democrats should consider standing up in applause for the policies Trump will highlight. She emphasized that the president is bringing common sense back to the country. Referencing recent legislative actions where a significant majority of Senate Democrats voted against measures that align with public opinion. Leavitt's remarks underscore the administration's call for bipartisan recognition of policy achievements that resonate with the broader American populace. The president's address is expected to cover a range of topics, including economic growth, national security, and recent legislative initiatives, aiming to garner support across the political spectrum. Tensions between the United States and Canada have escalated as President Donald Trump referred to Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau as Governor Trudeau, following Canada's imposition of a 25% tariff on $30 billion worth of US goods. This move by Ottawa was in retaliation to new US tariffs on Canadian imports, which Trudeau labeled as a very dumb thing to do. In response, President Trump warned of further increasing tariffs on Canadian goods to match Ottawa's retaliatory measures. He stated on his social media platform, "Please explain to Governor Trudeau of Canada that when he puts on a retaliatory tariff on the US, our reciprocal tariff will immediately increase by a like amount." This exchange highlights the growing trade tensions between the neighboring countries with the potential implications for their economic relations. Attorneys for President Donald Trump have filed a motion to move the appeal of his New York hush money conviction to federal court, arguing that the case involves evidence related to his official acts as president. Trump was previously convicted on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in New York State Supreme Court. In their filing to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit, Trump's legal team contended that the Manhattan District Attorney's Office introduced evidence pertaining to Trump's official communications with high-ranking officials, including the Attorney General and the White House Communications Director, about matters of public concern. The appeal seeks to determine whether the inclusion of such evidence warrants federal jurisdiction over the case. This development adds a new dimension to the ongoing legal proceedings surrounding the former president. U.S. Congressman Brandon Gill has come under criticism after labeling a Patidar community volleyball match in the United States as casteist in a social media post. Gill argued that America has no space for foreign class allegiances and warned that immigration without assimilation could lead to cultural suicide. His remarks were met with backlash from Indian Americans who accused him of fomenting anti-Indian and anti-Hindu sentiments. Several community members responded on social media, clarifying the distinction between community gatherings and caste-based discrimination. They emphasized that such events are cultural celebrations that promote unity and heritage rather than exclusion. This incident has sparked a broader debate on cultural assimilation and the preservation of ethnic identities within the diverse fabric of American society. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has inaugurated Vantara, a 3,000-acre animal rescue and rehabilitation center developed by Anant Ambani in Gujarat. Located within the Reliance Jamnagar refinery complex, the center is home to over 2,000 species and 1.5 lakh rescued, endangered, and threatened animals. Modi, accompanied by the Ambani family, toured the facility and interacted with rehabilitated wildlife. The state-of-the-art center aims to set global benchmarks in animal conservation and care. Modi praised the initiative, stating it reflects India's commitment to environmental responsibility and biodiversity preservation. The Jammu and Kashmir government has announced plans to develop religious tourism circuits to boost Jammu's economy and attract more pilgrims and tourists. This initiative includes upgrading infrastructure around major religious sites and improving transportation connectivity. Officials believe this will significantly boost local businesses and employment. The project has received support from religious leaders and tourism boards who see it as a step toward revitalizing the region's economy. Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann has urged farmer unions to reconsider their protest strategies, warning that frequent dharnas could harm the state's economy. His statement follows a series of demonstrations by farmers demanding higher minimum support prices, MSP, and debt relief. Mann stressed that Punjab's reputation as an agricultural hub could suffer if protests disrupt supply chains and investor confidence. While some unions have criticized Mann, others have called for open dialogue with the government. The Congress party has accused Mann of being anti-farmer, stating that he is suppressing legitimate protests. Farmers, however, argue that they have no choice but to protest due to government inaction. The situation remains tense as both sides refuse to back down. Virat Kohli's brilliant knock helped India secure a thrilling victory over Australia, sending them to the ICC Champions Trophy final. Chasing a stiff target, Kohli's composed innings guided India to a successful run chase, showcasing his experience in high pressure situations. His match winning performance has drawn praise from cricket experts worldwide. With this win, India advances to the final, scheduled for March 8 in Dubai. Fans have hailed Kohli as one of India's greatest match winners. With expectations high for the upcoming final, Captain Rohit Sharma credited the team effort, calling Kohli the backbone of India's batting lineup. The final will determine whether India can reclaim the Champions Trophy. A deadly terrorist attack hit Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province as suicide bombers targeted a military base, killing 9 people and injuring 35. The attack took place after iftar when militants detonated explosives to breach the compound, leading to a fierce gun battle with security forces. Officials blame Jaish-ul-Farsan, a group linked to Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan (TTP), for the assault. The Pakistani government has placed security forces on high alert, warning that more attacks could follow. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif vowed retaliation, stating that Pakistan will crush terrorist networks. International allies have condemned the attack, urging Pakistan to strengthen counter-terrorism operations. Security agencies are conducting raids on suspected militant hideouts, aiming to prevent further violence. That concludes today's News on Bharat TV. For more updates on these stories and others, visit our website or follow us on social media. I'm Anjali Swami, and we'll see you next time.